For instance, DK here on Battlefield, not sure if I agree with that pick. I would try to get him on an empty field. Hey, and we have Mr. Bowser over here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Your local Bowser. That could actually be one of 25 people in C1.
Everyone's got a Bowser nowadays.
So I do like All's Mewtwo. Hopefully he's been working on neutral because
Wow, those up air caps.
all I've been telling him is like where you really need to focus on is your neutral. So I hope he does that. Because otherwise he has like really slick moves. And then Peace, who's been playing this game a lot. Now that's one of the reasons I don't agree with bringing DK to a Battlefield. Or asking, you should ask ahead of time. That might have killed. Okay.
Yeah.
Asking ahead of time who your player's gonna. You can ask who they're gonna pick before you stage strike, because that's the whole point of stage strike.
Yeah.
Or you guys can do a double blind. It's up to you, but. Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Again, I don't agree with bringing DK just because he has. When you're under DK, is probably the worst time to play against him. He has a lot of good tools to keep you in the air.
It looks like
kind of what you're seeing.
kind of panicking here, but he's coming back. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, Peace 2 is actually choosing amazing options on platforms. He's choosing options that beat shield, that beat like overall spot dodges because it has so many active frames. I noticed that All's not taking advantage of that as much, especially with DK, where he's so vulnerable to things like that when he gets caught on platform. Like,
Yeah, one thing you'll see from All is that he's actually really slick in his movement and everything. But it doesn't feel like he fully takes into account character or player habits.
Yeah.
Which is really, really important once you start.
He comes in with a mindset of like a way to play, and it doesn't seem like he's willing to change. It almost stays the same the whole game. It makes it easy for Peace, a player who adapts very quickly to other
Right.
players.
Like if something's working on Peace, you have to change it up, or else he's gonna focus on that until you change it up.
Quickly adapt,
Yeah. And this is why Battlefield kind of sucks against DK. Just easy up throw combos. It's kind of really, really hard as any character against him.
Peace is setting up for so many options right now. He's literally got options upon options. His micro spacing is.
So he's gonna throw something, which is what a lot of players do. He's gonna throw something and kind of make you think that that was what he wanted, but then he's gonna focus on the next option.
Yeah.
That was really solid. I actually love that confusion. It just is really good, and you'll see him use it a lot on ledge, which I'm not sure I agree with, but is really solid for him whenever he does it. Okay. Yeah, you have to watch out. A lot of people think that they can hit the initial frames of DK's up B. It's actually really hard. I have to assume that there's invincibility. I don't actually know. But it almost feels like it. And also, for a lot of his attacks, his arms are actually invincible, like a sword. So I'd have to wonder if they are for that too. That was a good recovery, because Peace a lot of times with DK especially, you'll be looking for the bear, so he'll just be waiting.
Yeah.
So to go out that far, he would have had to read that, but he did.
The really hard part about this is that I don't think All really got a lot of information out of this. I feel like Peace was just adapting so quickly, and at the end of the game, it just kind of seemed like All was just so far behind that he couldn't really come back in the adaption game. Like,
I do like this pick. It's a little better. It's a little harder for DK to get up air strings.
yeah.
I personally would have done something far more open like Kalos or FB,
Yeah.
but I don't think this is too bad. Yeah, like you were saying, his adaptation was just really quick. It doesn't seem like All's used to it yet.
Yeah.
It's something you have to focus on with higher players. Is like, okay, they're not going to fall for the same thing most of the time.
Sometimes you have to just slow down and just start to pay attention to your opponent's movement, and then that's when you can start to make adaptations. Once you start noticing patterns, but it seems like All is just kind of like, you know, going places. He's not really having purpose.
I can't hear you at all. Okay.
I shouldn't have gone Isabel game 1. I shouldn't have gone random game 1 is the real thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like All's really big thing is throwing out a lot of safe moves.
Yeah.
But if you don't ever go into someone's face and break their zone, it doesn't matter if you're doing safe moves. Eventually, they're gonna
See, right here on that options, when DK gets stuck on platforms, Mewtwo has options that cover shield and non-shield attacks. He's just not going for those opportunities that are gonna really cost.
He also has to watch out. What he does a lot on ledge, which is what he's doing, is either preemptively going on stage or attacking. And I don't know if Peace does this because sometimes I do it, but I'd let him attack me just to make him think it's a really good option, and then hit him when it matters, like high percent, and then attack him. So he's really attacking off ledge a lot like that. That time it seemed to work out because he mixed up the landing, but it can be really bad. Someone could read that and you're dead because it's on ledge. Okay, that worked.
Yeah, I think Peace just already knows where All's gonna go. He's basically got his like movement figured out, and now All really just needs to slow down if he can bring this game back. He still can technically. It's very doable, but Peace is a hell of a player. Yeah. At this point, Peace just needs to play the percent game, and then anything really goes.
Oh wow. Nice. Oh, that ain't cool.
Okay.
I'm really glad he didn't air dodge there too.
I think Peace realized that All was going to go for a panic option there, and he was just ready for that.
Yeah, so good from Peace. All has some things to look at. Luckily, he did go on stream, so he was able to look at that. Hopefully, fix up some of those things. I have to go play a match, so